The sun rises over the Indian Ocean. The water is calm, but something moves on the surface. A small boat, cutting through the waves at high speed. Inside the boat, 6 armed men watch the horizon. They carry rifles. Their eyes scan the sea. They are hunting for their next victim, but they don't know that death is watching them from above. A US Navy MH-60R Seahawk helicopter hovers 2 miles away. The crew locks onto the target. The pilot speaks into his radio. His voice is ice cold. "Command, this is Razor 1. We have eyes on target. Armed hostiles. Weapons visible. They're moving fast." The answer comes back immediately. "Razor 1, you are cleared to engage if threatened." The helicopter drops altitude. The pirates look up. Their faces go pale. It's too late to run, too late to hide. There is no escape now. This is not a movie. This is real. This happened off the coast of Somalia in 2011. Pirates controlled these waters. They attacked cargo ships. They kidnapped crews. They demanded millions in ransom. The world had enough. The United States Navy sent warships and helicopters to hunt them down. The MH-60R Seahawk became the ultimate pirate killer. Fast, deadly, unstoppable. On this day, the USS Nicholas was on patrol, a guided missile frigate loaded with firepower. Its mission was simple: find pirates and stop them. Before dawn, the Seahawk lifted off from the deck. 4 crew members, 2 pilots, 2 gunners, all of them trained killers. Their orders were clear: protect merchant ships, hunt pirate boats, show no mercy to those who threaten innocent lives. The hunt was on. The clock showed 4:30 a.m. The ocean was black, silent. Inside the USS Nicholas, radar operators stared at glowing screens. They were watching, waiting. Suddenly a blip appeared. "Contact! Small vessel, moving fast. Bearing 270. The officer stepped forward. He studied the screen. The target was tiny, too small for a cargo ship, and it was zigzagging. Suspicious movement. Track it. Get the bird in the air." The helicopter crew was already awake. They had been on standby all night. Lieutenant Commander Hayes, the pilot, grabbed his helmet and ran across the deck. His team followed, boots pounding metal. They reached the Seahawk. Ground crew swarmed the aircraft, unfolding rotors, checking weapons, loading ammunition. Hayes climbed into the cockpit, flipped switches. The engines roared to life. The rotors spun, slowly at first, then screaming into a blur. The co-pilot called the tower. "Razor 1 requesting clearance. Razor 1, you are cleared for launch. Go get them." The helicopter lifted off. The deck dropped away. The dark ocean spread out below like black glass. They turned west, full throttle. The hunt had begun. 12 minutes later, they reached the target zone. Hayes kept the Seahawk at 800 feet. Below, darkness covered everything, but dawn was breaking. A thin orange line on the horizon. The co-pilot checked the radar. "Target ahead. 2 miles. Still moving." Hayes slowed the helicopter to a hover, silent, watching. The gunner activated the infrared camera. The screen lit up green. He zoomed in. There it was, a small boat, 30 feet long. 2 outboard motors pushing it hard through the water. And inside, 6 men, all armed, rifles in their hands. No fishing gear, no nets, just weapons. "I've got 6 hostiles," the gunner said. "All carrying rifles." Hayes keyed his radio. "Nicholas, Razor 1. Visual confirmed. 6 armed men in a skiff. No fishing equipment. This is a pirate boat." The ship's response was calm but firm. "Razor 1. Maintain observation. Engage only if threatened." The sun climbed higher. Light flooded the ocean. The pirates could see the helicopter now. One of them pointed up. The others looked. Their faces showed fear, but they didn't surrender. They didn't raise their hands. Instead, they turned the boat hard and accelerated, straight toward a massive cargo ship in the distance. Hayes felt adrenaline surge through his veins. "They're making a run! Heading for that freighter! Razor 1, you are authorized to intercept. Stop them!" Hayes slammed the controls forward. The Seahawk dropped like a stone and shot forward. The rotor blades screamed through the air. Thump, 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 thump. The helicopter closed the distance in seconds. Hayes brought it down to 200 feet, directly above the pirate boat. The rotor wash hit the water like a hurricane. Waves exploded outward. The pirates had to grab onto the boat to avoid being thrown overboard. The gunners leaned out of the open doors, weapons ready, fingers on triggers. Hayes activated the loudspeaker. His voice boomed across the water like thunder. "This is the United States Navy! Stop your boat now!" The pirates didn't stop. They kept running. One of them raised his AK-47 and aimed it straight at the helicopter. Hayes saw it instantly. "Weapon pointed at us! They're hostile!" The co-pilot's hands flew across the controls. "Countermeasures ready!" The gunners squeezed their triggers. The machine guns erupted. Tracer rounds streaked down. Bright orange lines cutting through the air. They hit the water right next to the boat. A warning, a final chance. The pirates ignored it. They turned sharply, trying to escape. But you can't outrun a helicopter. Hayes circled the boat like a hawk circling prey. The pirates were panicking. One of them fired back. wild shots that went nowhere near the helicopter. "They're shooting at us!" the gunner shouted. "Permission to engage! Granted! Take out those engines!" The gunners aimed. This time, no warning shots. The machine guns roared again. Bullets tore into the boat's outboard motors. Metal exploded. Smoke poured out. The engines died with a grinding screech. The boat slowed, then stopped, dead in the water. But the pirates weren't done. One of them grabbed something from the bottom of the boat. Long, green, deadly, an RPG launcher. He raised it toward the helicopter. His finger moved toward the trigger. Hayes saw it. Time slowed. "RPG! Brake right!" He yanked the controls hard. The Seahawk banked violently. The world tilted sideways. The RPG fired. A rocket streaked upward. Smoke and flame trailing behind it. It missed. 20 feet below the helicopter. It exploded harmlessly in the water. A column of spray and fire. "RPG launch confirmed!" the co-pilot yelled. Hayes brought the helicopter around in a tight circle. His voice was cold, deadly calm. "Take him out." The gunners didn't hesitate. They aimed. They fired. Bullets ripped through the air. They hit the pirate holding the RPG. He dropped like a stone. The launcher fell from his hands and splashed into the ocean. The other pirates threw their weapons down. Hands shot up into the air. The fight was over. Hayes circled the boat like a hawk circling prey. The pirates were panicking. One of them fired back, wild shots that went nowhere near the helicopter. "They're shooting at us!" the gunner shouted. "Permission to engage! Granted! Take out those engines!" The gunners aimed. This time, no warning shots. The machine guns roared again. Bullets tore into the boat's outboard motors. Metal exploded. Smoke poured out. The engines died with a grinding screech. The boat slowed, then stopped, dead in the water. But the pirates weren't done. One of them grabbed something from the bottom of the boat. Long, green, deadly, an RPG launcher. He raised it toward the helicopter. His finger moved toward the trigger. Hayes saw it. Time slowed. "RPG! Brake right!" He yanked the controls hard. The Seahawk banked violently. The world tilted sideways. The RPG fired. A rocket streaked upward. Smoke and flame trailing behind it. It missed. 20 feet below the helicopter. It exploded harmlessly in the water. A column of spray and fire. "RPG launch confirmed!" the co-pilot yelled. Hayes brought the helicopter around in a tight circle. His voice was cold, deadly calm. "Take him out." The gunners didn't hesitate. They aimed. They fired. Bullets ripped through the air. They hit the pirate holding the RPG. He dropped like a stone. The launcher fell from his hands and splashed into the ocean. The other pirates threw their weapons down. Hands shot up into the air. The fight was over. Hayes stabilized the helicopter in a hover. He kept it directly above the boat. Eyes locked on the pirates below. If anyone moved wrong, they'd see it. "Nicholas, Razor 1. Threat eliminated. Hostiles have surrendered. Boat disabled. Requesting boarding team." "Roger. Razor 1. Boarding team en route. ETA 10 minutes. Maintain position." Hayes held the hover. The gunners kept their weapons trained on the pirates. Nobody moved. Nobody spoke. The only sound was the steady beat of the rotor blades. Minutes crawled by. Then 2 rigid-hull inflatable boats appeared on the horizon. They raced across the water. Navy SEALs or Marines. Full combat gear. Weapons ready. The boats surrounded the pirate skiff. Armed sailors jumped aboard. They moved fast. Efficient. Professional. They cuffed the pirates one by one. Searched the boat. Found AK-47s, grenades, ammunition, climbing ladders, everything needed to hijack a ship. The pirates were loaded into the inflatable boats. The skiff was left behind. Engines destroyed, slowly filling with water. Hayes watched it sink beneath the waves. Justice delivered. "Nicholas, Razor 1. 6 hostiles captured. Returning to base. Excellent work, Razor 1. Welcome home." The helicopter turned east. The rising sun painted the sky orange and gold. Mission complete. This operation shows you the brutal reality of modern pirate hunting. The MH-60R Seahawk is not just a helicopter. It's a weapon of war. It's fast enough to chase down speedboats. It carries machine guns and rockets. It has thermal cameras that can see in total darkness. And it has a crew trained to kill. Somali piracy became a nightmare in the 2000s. Pirates hijacked over 200 ships. They held crews hostage for months. They collected over $400 million in ransom. The world responded with force. The United States, Europe, China, India, Russia, all sent warships to the region, and they all had one mission: destroy piracy. Helicopters became the primary weapon. They could patrol vast areas. They could respond to distress calls in minutes, and they could stop pirate boats before they reached their targets. The rules were strict but simple. Don't fire unless fired upon. But the moment pirates showed weapons, aimed at aircraft, or launched rockets, they became legitimate targets. In this case, the pirates made a fatal mistake. They aimed rifles at the helicopter. They fired an RPG that gave the crew full legal authority to use deadly force. The response was overwhelming. The pirates lost their boat, lost their weapons, lost their freedom. One lost his life. This wasn't murder. This was warfare. Legal, justified, necessary. And it sent a crystal clear message to every pirate in the region. Attack a ship, and you will be hunted. Fight back, and you will be destroyed. This single operation is part of a much bigger war. The waters off Somalia are among the most dangerous on Earth. Thousands of cargo ships pass through this region every year, carrying oil, food, electronics, everything the modern world needs. Pirates knew these ships were helpless. Most cargo vessels have no weapons. Crews can't defend themselves. That made them easy prey. But international naval forces changed everything. Constant patrols, quick responses, overwhelming firepower. The results speak for themselves. In 2011, pirates launched over 200 attacks. By 2023, that number dropped to fewer than 10. Piracy off Somalia is almost dead, but the threat hasn't disappeared. It's moved. The Gulf of Guinea off West Africa is now a hotspot. Waters near Indonesia and the Philippines see regular attacks. The war continues. Naval forces keep patrolling. Helicopters keep hunting. And operations like this one keep happening. But here's the dangerous part. What happens if a pirate boat gets lucky? What if an RPG actually hits a helicopter? What if a crew member dies? The response would be devastating. Nations would flood the region with warships. Rules of engagement would become more aggressive. Pirates wouldn't just be captured. They'd be eliminated on sight. One lucky shot could turn a routine patrol into a full-scale military crackdown. That's why these operations are so carefully controlled. Every action is recorded. Every shot is reviewed. Commanders know that force must be justified, but they also know that hesitation kills. If a helicopter crew waits too long to respond, they might never get another chance. The crew of Razor 1 made perfect decisions. They warned the pirates. They fired warning shots. And when the pirates launched an RPG, they responded with lethal precision. No American casualties. Pirates captured. Cargo ship saved. Mission success. But tomorrow morning, another suspicious boat will appear on radar. Another crew will scramble. Another hunt will begin. The ocean never sleeps, and neither does the enemy. The Indian Ocean is massive, but there's nowhere to hide. The MH-60R Seahawk sees everything. It tracks every boat. It monitors every movement. And when pirates appear, it strikes without mercy. This wasn't just a patrol. This was a statement. The seas are protected. Attacks will be punished, and those who threaten innocent lives will face American firepower. The fight against piracy continues right now. Naval forces are on patrol as you watch this video. Helicopters are flying missions. Crews are standing ready. This is the reality of maritime warfare. It happens far from cameras. It happens in silence, but it happens every single day. If you want more stories like this, real combat operations, real tactics, real consequences, hit that subscribe button right now. Smash the notification bell so you never miss an episode. And if you want exclusive content, behind-the-scenes analysis, and early access to these videos, join our membership program. Your support keeps these stories coming. Now I want to hear from you. Should naval forces be even more aggressive against pirates? Should they sink boats on sight? Or should capture and prosecution remain the priority? Drop your opinion in the comments below. The ocean is a battlefield. Pirates are still out there, and the war is far from over. Stay vigilant. Stay informed. And I'll see you in the next operation.